students, welcome to the lecture on pre-shipment and post-shipment inspection. And after this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Explain pre-shipment inspection. Describe Food Safety Management System based certification. Discuss the Export Quality Control and Inspection Act 1963. Define procedure for clearance of imported and export goods. Understand maritime transportation. Describe customs clearance on overseas transportation of goods. Let's start with some introduction. Since about the second half of the 20th century, importers have used the services of independent inspection companies to clarify the quality and quantity of products they want to import. These inspections, which are conducted in most cases prior to shipment and in the country of exportation, assure the importer that the goods conform to the technical specifications and the quality standards laid down in the contract and that the quantities exported are accurate. The services of such inspection companies are utilized not only by private business firms but also by state-owned enterprises and government departments. Since the mid-1960s, the governments of some developing countries have also been using the services of pre-shipment inspection (PSI) companies to inspect goods to be imported and to verify their prices prior to shipment and in the exporting countries. Their basic purpose in doing so is to bring under control the under or over invoicing of imported goods and other unfair or improper practices. Let us first discuss about pre-shipment inspection. A pre-shipment inspection is also known as a PSI. When companies, government agencies or organizations ship goods or tangible products to clients, customers or other organizations, they conduct a pre-shipment inspection to check various items about the shipment. Primarily, they are checking for quality and accuracy of the order or that the shipment includes the goods or products that the shipment is supposed to contain. Essentially, it is a final inspection of the shipment to check for quality control and accuracy before it goes out the door. In international shipping situations, a pre-shipment inspection may be required to adhere to a letter of credit.
Pre-shipment inspection. The pre-shipment inspection video provides you with information about PSI services which are provided by third-party inspection agencies. Pre-shipment inspection has two major applications as below. First application. The first application is used by buyers and sellers and when the commodities funds are transferred through a letter of credits in which buyers and sellers' banks are involved. Then the commodities will be inspected before shipment by the independent third-party inspection companies to verify quality, quantity, packing, marking, and loading. Several documents must be delivered to the seller's bank for receiving the purchase value, such as the bill of lading, certificate of origin, packing list, and inspection certificate. So the inspection certificate is a document that must be issued by a third-party inspection company and delivered to the seller. The seller will refer to its bank to receive the funds by delivering the inspection certificate and other related documents. The placing of mandatory inspection requirements in the LC depend on the buyer's and seller's decision and might be ignored by mutual agreement. The second application is used by the government to safeguard national financial interests, such as the prevention of capital flight through over-invoicing and customs duty evasion. The core service in the second application is goods price verification. The PSI companies have their own updated databases for goods prices, and the prices which are declared by importers will be compared with the values in their database and will be reported to the government authorities, e.g. custom authorities or banks. In this case, the government's main aim is to prevent slippage of customs revenue as a result of undervaluation or deliberate misclassification by traders of goods to be imported under low-duty headings. Review the following example to completely comprehend the pre-shipment inspection applications. An oil company wants to order for design, manufacturing, procurement, and installation of a gas turbine in its facility. The oil company makes a contract with the engineering company for design, supplying, and installation of the gas turbine. The oil company opens a letter of credit with its bank for the engineering company. Subsequently, the engineering company makes contract with the gas turbine manufacturer and requests from the bank for the transfer LC. So in this LC, the applicant and co-signee will be the oil company, the first beneficiary will be the engineering company, and the second beneficiary will be the gas turbine manufacturer. The clause number 46.A in all LCs designated for the listing of necessary documents for any fund transfer between buyers and sellers. So for the above purchase, one item in clause 46.A will be the original inspection certificate issued not prior to the bill of lading, date by MS, name of third-party inspection company, or its authorized agents on MS, name of third-party inspection company agents, letterhead certifying that the quality, quantity, and the packing of the goods loaded and delivered are strictly complying with specifications of the goods indicated in the related pro forma invoice, the terms of LC and any amendments made thereto as presented to MS, name of third-party inspection company by the buyer. Please note in clause 46.A that there are lots of documents which must be delivered to the bank for payment, and the inspection certificate is one of them. So the above wording in bold must be exactly stated in the inspection certificate. Even if there's a syntax error, it should be stated in some form. Any change from the above wording will not be accepted by the bank and the funds will not be paid. For example, if the equipment manufacturer did not notify the inspection company for the loading inspection and the commodity loaded without the witness of the inspection company, then what will happen? The inspection company will issue an inspection certificate, but we will remove the word loading from the above statement. The consequences are that when the seller takes the certificate to the bank for receiving the payment, the bank will announce a discrepancy and will not pay to the seller. The scope of inspection must be agreed upon between the oil company, engineering company, and gas turbine manufacturer. The scope is normally summarized in the inspection and test plan document. For more details, watch the inspection and test plan video in this channel or visit this webpage. The inspection and test plan details the quality part of the inspection scope. The inspection company will make an inspection in each stage of manufacturing and will issue an inspection visit report. The engineering company must issue and submit the packing and marking procedure to the manufacturer or ask for a draft of the packing and marking procedure from manufacturer for approval. In both cases, the inspection company must take an inspection based on the approved packing and marking procedures. When the inspection company inspected the quality of the gas turbine, controlled the quantity, and made an inspection on the packing and marking, then they will issue the inspection release note for shipment. Then the gas turbine manufacturer can organize with the shipping company for shipment of the gas turbine. The inspection company must be notified for loading inspection. The inspection company will witness the loading and will issue an inspection visit report for the following. Then the inspection company will issue the inspection certificate when they have received following documents from the gas turbine manufacturer: the bill of lading, certificate of origin, the packing list. The inspection company already received the letter of credit, pro forma invoice, and purchase order, so based on all of the collected documents, it will issue the pre-shipment inspection certificate and will deliver to the gas turbine manufacturer. Then, the gas turbine manufacturer, with the inspection certificate and other required documents, will refer to its bank and receive the payment. As stated in the opening of this video, sometimes the government might use some services from pre-shipment inspection companies. The second application. In the above gas turbine example, it might be necessary that the gas turbine manufacturer's pro forma invoice to be approved by the pre-shipment inspection company before issuing the purchase order by the engineering company, and make sure the price is not more than the value which is on the market. Some government authorities try to avoid capital flight through this mechanism, so safeguard national financial interests. Pre-shipment inspection companies also are used to avoid customs duty evasion. In the above example, the engineering company or gas turbine manufacturer's local agent in the destination country is the importer and must submit a customs declaration document to clear the gas turbine from customs. So a pre-shipment inspection company might be hired to make a price verification and determine the gas turbine custom duty.
Quality control and pre-shipment inspection. With the establishment of the World Trade Organization in 1995 and implementation of Agreement on Sanitary and Phytosanitary SPS measures, countries all over the world started enforcing stricter measures to protect health and safety of their consumers by introducing regulatory import controls, especially in the food sector. Introduction of regulatory import controls has been causing problems to the Indian exporters in terms of multiple inspections, rejections and recall destruction of consignments found not conforming to their requirements. Export Inspection Council of India (EIC). The Export Inspection Council of India (EIC) was set up by the Government of India under Section 3 of the Export, Quality Control and Inspection Act 1963 as an apex body to provide for sound development of export trade through quality control and pre-shipment inspection. Activities and achievements. Export certification. Certification continued to be mandatory in the areas of fish and fishery products, milk products, poultry products, egg products, meat and meat products and honey. The EIAs also continue to certify other notified products such as basmati rice, black pepper, chemicals, footwear, engineering items, etc. and non-notified products such as tea, stainless steel utensils, ceramic, etc. Strengthening laboratory capabilities. The EIC is also concentrating on strengthening of its laboratory capabilities. The laboratories at Mumbai, Kochi, Chennai, Bhubaneswar, Veeraville and Kollam were upgraded with new equipment including atomic absorption spectrophotometer (AAS), high performance liquid chromatography (HPLC), inductively coupled plasma mass spectrometry (ICP-MS), gas chromatography mass spectrometry (GCMS) and gas chromatography high resolution mass spectrometry GCHR-MS, etc., depending on the requirements. Strengthening manpower. The EIC continued its efforts to train both the internal manpower as well as have awareness programs for the industry. Till March 2010, 25 programs were held for internal manpower in which 512 persons were given exposure and 18 programs were held for industry in which 639 persons were given exposure. Now moving on to our next topic, let's talk about Food Safety Management System based certification. A Food Safety Management System (FSMS) is a network of interrelated elements that combine to ensure that food does not cause adverse human health effects. These elements include programs, plans, policies, procedures, practices, processes, goals, objectives, methods, controls, roles, responsibilities, relationships, documents, records, and resources. Food safety certification is third-party verification that products, processes, or systems in the food supply chain meet accepted food safety standards. Food safety certification is based on the results of tests, inspections and audits and gives confidence to the consumer because an organization's products or system are being thoroughly evaluated against accepted national and international industry standards by a competent third body. Product certification attests that a food product complies with the safety, fitness for use and or interchangeability characteristics defined in standards and in specifications supplementary to standards where they are requested by the market. Benefits of a certified food safety management system. Food safety programs are becoming a standard requirement for doing business throughout the food supply chain. Some of the benefits of a fully certified food safety management system include due diligence. A food safety management system helps demonstrate that management is meeting its legal responsibilities in relation to food safety legislation and regulation and is doing so effectively. Consultation. A systematic approach to processes ensures that employees and other stakeholders are involved in the business and are aware of food safety concerns before they become much larger problems. Some insurance companies will not insure food businesses that do not have Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point (HACCP). Cost efficiencies. A well-functioning food safety management system will deliver long-term cost efficiencies by helping businesses diminish their risk of contamination and waste through costly food product recalls. Industry-specific certifications. Within the global food and beverage industry, food growers, manufacturers, processors, import-exporters, distributors, retailers and packagers are expected to adhere and be certified to safety standards designed to ensure that food products are safe for consumption. Cost benefits of a global certification versus national and industry specific. The decision to seek global versus national and or industry specific certification is dependent on where, with whom a company is doing business and what standards are expected or required. A global certification may eliminate the need for duplicate audits by different certification bodies. This would offer an immediate cost-saving benefit. A registrar who does certifications such as AIB or QMI or a consultant can help guide a business in the right direction by doing a gap analysis to identify areas for improvement within operations and to determine what type of certification would be most beneficial to us. Let us now study about the Export Act. In this Act, unless the context otherwise requires, Council means the Export Inspection Council established under Section 3, export with its grammatical variations and cognate expressions means taking out of India to a place outside India. Inspection in a relation to a commodity means the process of determining whether a batch of goods in that commodity complies with the standard specifications applicable to it or any other specifications stipulated in the export contract, generally by inspecting either the whole batch or a selected sample or samples which purport to represent the whole batch. Notified commodity means any commodity notified under clause of Section 6, Establishment of Export Inspection Council. The central government may by notification in the official gazette established with effect from such date as may be specified in the notification, a council to be known as the Export Inspection Council, which shall consist of a chairman to be appointed by the central government, the Director of Inspection and Quality Control ex officio, who shall be the Secretary, the Honorary Advisor on Standardization to the Government of India and Director of Indian Standard Institution ex officio, the Agricultural Marketing Advisor to the Government India ex officio, the Director General of Commercial Intelligence and Statistics ex officio, 11 other members nominated by the central government, 3 of whom shall be persons representing the agencies referred to in Section 7. The Council shall be a body corporate by the name aforesaid, having perpetual succession and a common seal, with power to acquire, hold and dispose of property and to contract, and shall by the said name sue and be sued. The term of office of and the manner of filling casual vacancies among the members of the Council referred to in clauses and of subsection 1 and the travelling and daily allowances payable to the members of the Council and the procedure to be followed in the discharge of its functions by the Council and the procedure to be followed in the discharge of its functions by the Council shall be such as may be prescribed. No act or proceeding of the Council shall be invalidated merely by reason of any vacancy in or any defect in the constitution of the Council. Functions of the Council. The functions of the Council shall generally be to advise the central government regarding measures for the enforcement of quality control and inspection in relation to commodities intended for export, and to draw up programs, therefore, to make with the concurrence of the central government grants in aid to the agencies established or recognized under Section 7, and to perform such other functions as may be assigned to it by or under this Act. For the purpose of performing its functions, the Council may co-opt as members a such number of persons as it thinks fit to have special knowledge and practical experience in matters relating to any commodity or trade therein, and any such person shall have the right to take part in the discussions of the Council, but shall not have the right to vote, and shall not be a member of any other purpose. The Council may also constitute specialist committees for conducting investigations on special problems connected with its functions. Let us move on to the next topic: procedure for clearance of imported and export goods. The imported goods before clearance for home consumption or for warehousing are required to comply with prescribed customs clearance formalities. This includes presentation of bill of entry containing details such as description of goods, value, quantity and exemption notification, etc. Customs tariff heading. This bill of entry is subject to verification by the proper office of customs under self-assessment scheme and may be reassessed if declarations are found to be incorrect. Normally, import declarations made are scrutinized without proper examination of goods with reference to documents made available and other information about the value, classification, etc. It is at the time of clearance of goods that these are examined by the customs to confirm the nature of goods, valuation and other aspects of declarations. Once after preparing invoice and packing list based on purchase order or letter of credit, we need to arrange customs clearance procedures well in advance of time of shipment mentioned in export order. We can appoint a customs broker or can complete the customs formalities. There are 3 types of copies shipping bills released this time. One for exporter's copy, second one exchange control copy which has to be submitted with Reserve Bank of India through Exporters Bank, third one for shipping carriers to move the cargo to port of final destination. After obtaining the prints of said original shipping bills, the respective customs officials involved in the said process signs on the shipping bills and return to the exporter or their appointed customs house agent. Once after moved out the cargo out of the border of the country, the shipping carrier files necessary export general manifest (EGM) with customs, and based on the same, Customs Department issue proof of export, export promotion, copy of shipping bill. Once after releasing shipping bills duly signed by customs authorities, customs house agents delivers the respective shipping bill to carrier to move the cargo to destination. Exchange control copy of shipping bill is submitted with bank along with other shipping documents. The authorized dealer of exporter sends the said exchange control copy of shipping bill to Reserve Bank of India. RBI requires exchange control copy for regulating inward and outward remittance of foreign exchange. Customs procedure for export. In India, custom clearance is a complex and time-taking procedure that every export faces in his export business. Physical control is still the basis of custom clearance in India, where each consignment is manually examined in order to impose various types of export duties. High import tariffs and a multiplicity of exemptions and export promotion schemes also contribute in complicating the documentation and procedures. So, a proper knowledge of the custom rules and regulation becomes important for the exporter. For clearance of export goods, the exporter or export agent has to undertake the following formalities. Registration. Any exporter who wants to export his good need to obtain PAN-based Business Identification Number (BIN) from the Directorate General of Foreign Trade prior to filling of shipping bill for clearance of export goods. The exporters must also register themselves to the authorized foreign exchange dealer code and open a current account in the designated bank for credit of any drawback incentive. Quota or allocation. The quota allocation label is required to be pasted on the export invoice. The allocation number of AEPC Apparel Export Promotion Council is to be entered in the system at the time of shipping bill entry. The quota certification of export invoice needs to be submitted to customs along with other original documents at the time of examination of the export cargo. Customs examination of export cargo. Customs officer may verify the quantity of the goods actually received and enter into the system, and thereafter mark the electronic shipping bill and also hand over all the original documents to the dock appraiser of the dock, who may assign a customs officer for the examination and intimate the officer's name and the packages to be examined, if any, on the checklist and return to it the exporter or his agent. Maritime transport is composed of the maritime shipping and the port's dimensions. Areas of focus include establishing a vision for the future of maritime transport, identifying the innovative technologies, business models and policies that will drive change, overcoming barriers to innovation and establishing governance structures at the global and national levels to foster the innovations that our societies will need for a more sustainable and better performing future transport system. Drivers of change in transportation. The drivers of change for the transportation system come in 6 major categories: policy, demography and society, energy and environment, technology, economics and finance. Each plays a role individually and in conjunction. It is therefore virtually impossible to establish outcomes accurately, as there are too many interrelationships and uncertainties, particularly if a longer time frame is considered. It is, however, possible to identify trends that may impact each driver individually and try to access how these trends will shape different components of the transport system. Policy. The inherent scale and complexity of transportation systems, particularly when they span multiple jurisdictions, will require novel approaches in governance. The role and impact of government policy is commonly subject to cycles of increasing commitments followed by different forms of retrenchment, privatization, as regulations lead to unproductive practices and unintended consequences. Energy and environment. Issues related to the availability of energy and raw materials, particularly fossil fuels, are likely to endure and become more acute. This will be reflected in higher energy prices, and since each mode has different elasticity, the comparative advantages of modal options will change towards the most energy efficient transport chains. Technology. Technological innovation is a very difficult process to anticipate and its impact even more complex to access. For transportation, technological innovations either concern the management, the mode or infrastructure, or the motion engine. Finance. Transportation. Finance. Transportation projects, due to their size and technological complexity, are getting increasingly capital intensive. In several cases, only the largest financial institutions, often in partnership with the public sector, can provide an adequate level of capitalization. The value of transportation assets and the revenue they generate are likely to be important factors behind their financing. Let us discuss about custom clearance. Custom clearing is one of the most significant parts of overseas transportation for both importers and exporters. The best thing about custom clearance companies is that these are aided by the hassle-free approval from varied government agencies for importing as well as exporting goods from one nation to the other. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Since about the second half of the 20th century, importers have used the services of independent inspection companies to certify the quality and quantity of products they want to import. A pre-shipment inspection protects the company against damage claims if products are damaged during transit. The basic source of revenue of EIAs continues to be from monitoring and inspection fees realized for different notified and non-notified products, as well as certification under GSP and other preferential tariff schemes. A food safety management system, FSMS, is a network of interrelated elements that combine to ensure that food does not cause adverse human health effects. Maritime transport is composed of the maritime shipping and the port's dimensions.